Hello, everybody. I just hope everyone can hear me. Oh, great. We're having a few people join in. For all the viewers who are logging in right now, hi, this is Tanya, and I will be curating the session today for Bandra Film Festival with three wonderful and extremely talented women joining us in just a few bit. I'm just waiting for them to log in. Hope everyone is at home, doing good and staying safe, taking all precautions, and watching our YouTube channel. We've been having a lot of content coming up. We've been posting it. It's been a year, wonderful 1 year with you guys, and we have a lot of lineups coming in. And I'm sure you guys are going to be entertained thoroughly. So, why are we here today? We are here to be having this candid conversation with three of the actors from the film, the star cast from the film What Did You Think, which went live on the Bandra Film Festival's YouTube channel on the 14th of Feb. We're celebrating the month of love, the week of love. So we're going to be having Jaya Bhattacharya, Neha Mahajan, and Mahathi Ramesh with us. Just waiting for them to send me requests so that I can instantly accept it. We still have people joining in. Jaya is almost joining in. I hope I'm audible. Can someone from the comments probably? Hello, Jaya ma'am.
Hello, Tanya.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. So beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Nice to have you here. I'm really
Thank
happy
you.
having this conversation with you today.
Same here, same here.
Yes, I'm just waiting for Mahathi is just joined in. I'm just like adding all of them together so that we can start our conversation.
Absolutely.
Hope
Yeah.
you're doing well. Are you shooting currently or?
I'm at work. Hi.
Yeah, I kind of made up. Hi.
Hi, hello. How are you?
Good, Mahathi. All well. We're just waiting for Neha also to kind of join in so that we can start the conversation. Mahathi, in fact, since you're here, before we start the formal actual conversation,
Yes.
I would want to know, and I'm sure just not me, I think all our viewers also would want to know, what is the meaning of your name?
Mahathi. Oh, wow.
Yes,
Okay.
I think it's unique, and of course,
Yeah.
I've not heard it before. So, tell us, what is the meaning of your name?
So, it's actually a celestial instrument, a veena, that makes
Veena.
perfect music. So,
Okay. Musical instrument.
no pressure on me.
Nice. Great.
Yeah.
Great to hear that. I am just waiting for Neha to join in. Oh yeah, she's yeah. Super. So we have all our three wonderful women joining in.
Hi, Jaya, ma'am.
Hi, how you been?
I've
It's
been
been a
good.
big
How are
time.
you?
Uh,
Lovely to see you.
Nice to have you here. Hi guys. So since we're all three here, I'll introduce myself. My name is Tanya, and I will be curating the session today for Bandra Film Festival. Firstly, thank you so much for removing this time and coming live with us. It really means a lot.
and this is a wonderful picture of four lovely ladies here.
Yes.
Seeing Jaya and Mahathi again after a long time. Hi, Jaya.
I know. Hi.
Hi. Yeah.
Nice. Yes, it's like a small, nice reunion, virtual reunion that we're having. Nice. So, before you guys were joining in, I was just kind of, telling the viewers of how, the short film has gone live on 14th of Feb on Bandra Film Festival, and people who haven't watched it can still go catch it live. So, before we start, how is it? How do you feel right now? What is the state of your mind? I know Jaya ma'am is working. I'm sure you do. I'm not too sure if you're at work right now at home. But what is the state of mind in this whole new world that you are living in? How do you feel today?
I've come to terms with it.
okay, Jerry.
I'm like, okay, all is well.
All is well.
As long as you are well, everything is well. Everything can be changed and we tweaked a wee bit to work in our favor. As long as we are also working in the time's favor.
Nice. Super. What about you, Neha? Would you like to?
I don't really know the wind of your question, but as for today, like I'm not at work right now. I'm at home. I spent my day with my family, and it's been like an emotional wave to have the pandemic with us for the last 2 years and work going back and forth, film starting, stopping, theaters opening, not opening. But I feel it's nice that we have this, and this is proof of how we sort of maneuvered through all the chaos and got together and still sort of held hands. And so if that's the direction, I mean, if that's what you wanted to ask, I feel a lot hopeful today, because I feel like I'm just generally, it's a nice Sunday, and today is my feel very positive and hopeful kind of day. And I'm happy.
Amazing. And isn't it great how we've all adapted, as humans, how we've adapted to this whole new culture, which is such a good point that you brought out, that in spite of the whole pandemic, we've all managed things. So that's amazing. Mahathi, what about you? How do you feel right now? What's your say?
Yeah, actually, like lately I've been, stepping out of my house. I went to a restaurant the other day after a really long time, and it was mind-blowing. I love restaurants. I forgot. I think, I'm also just, starting to get back to work, doing auditions in person instead of at home. It's quite hopeful. It's pretty much what both of them said. I'm feeling very optimistic. Of course, I know that, unpredictable, it's all still up in the air, and there's no like definitive it's done, but
True.
it feels like we're healing, and that's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah.
But one more thing I would like to add on this very platform, that I just hope that whatever lessons we have learned in the last 2 years, we keep it with us and follow on the paths and hurt Mother Nature a little less.
Yeah, that was needed. That really is, I think, we as humans collectively have to, work towards that. So thank you for sharing that, Jaya. Okay, so starting with, of course, I think a very cliched question that I'm going to probably ask is, when this script was, narrated to you, what did you think through the director or the writer when you were approached with this particular role? So what was your first thought? What did you think? Let's just put it that way. What was the first thought when you read the script, and what was the giving, the selling point that, okay, I'm doing this, that this is it, I'm doing it. We can start with Jaya.
Oh, me? Well, I met Parinaz while doing Delhi Crime, and I was basically elated when Pari called me and just said that I'm doing a short film and I would like you to do a role for me. And that was motivation enough, because one lovely young lady, talented, smart, and she calls me up because obviously I had done something absolutely right in my earlier show where I met her, at Delhi Crime. So the trust that she had in me, the confidence that she had in me, that was enough for me to say yes for it.
Nice.
I'm playing a senior actor as it is, so I know my role pat. I didn't have to do much on that.
Nice one. What about you, Neha?
So I was on set of Leila. We were shooting, and Vamsi, who's a dear friend, is friends also with Parinaz, told me that there is this film that my friend is making, and would you like to hear it? Maybe you would really like it. And Leila, shooting for Leila in Delhi was like quite an intense experience for me. So when I heard Pari, I was on set when she called me, when Vamsi sort of connected us, and I heard that. And it was interesting to hear the story, because I was kind of in the process where I was acting, and I was acting with an ensemble cast, and it was amazing people that I was working with. And that kind of puts you in a place where you're not sure what you're doing, but you're also sure what you're doing because you love your work. And that's kind of the gist of the script as well, where we are exploring the idea of whether we are satisfied with our work, whether it's gratification, we want, whether it's like something that, are we too sure of ourselves? Are we not sure of ourselves? So I was like, yeah, I want to do this would, So also I had a nice part where I was playing a Kathak dancer. So I happy to go back to my Kathak. He said that please dance and show me something, So okay, I'm that. So Mahathi, remember we like what can we do, and we sort of
the choreography and that was really fun.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. What about you, Mahathi? How did you?
I encountered this project pretty early on when I had just started acting a few years ago, and when I read the script, I just found that it resonated with me so much, because I do feel like I've been thrust into this world where I don't actually know anything, but I also feel like I know everything, and everybody around me seems so consumed, and maybe it's me, maybe it's them, and the confusion that Kiara feels, I was feeling pretty much every day. So I was like, okay, this is perfect. Might as well take what you're feeling and put it into the work. And I loved speaking with Pari about it, because she was so insightful and she just made it so fun. And for me, the biggest selling point was the last line of the film, because it was just like, what did you think? And Kiara's no better than anybody else. So I was like, okay, fantastic. I really like the story a lot. And it's such a sweet concept, and just good time.
Especially the last line that you mentioned, even when I watched the film, I like how it leaves the audiences with that, because you're not expecting it, and then you're like, what did she just say? Something she was really triggering about. And I'm like, wow, that was, that's the beauty of short films, especially this one, that it leaves the audience with, for them to think what it means. So, next, I would like to, in fact, pick up from Neha's point, like you mentioned, that as actors, picking up, of course, from the subject of the film as well. When you're facing the camera and the director says action, whether you're on, whether it's TV or OTT or whatever the platform on stage. As a performer, personally, how important is validation or gratification, probably for the lack of a better word, or is it completely like, oh, I'm satisfied with my performance, let's go ahead with it, or does that little push and the validation is it important as a performer, that external sort of thing that, oh, okay, this was great, does that like kind of boost you, or you're self-satisfied with your if the act went well? How does it feel as a performer for you? Anyone can, of course, choose to answer first.
So I can start with
Sure.
Because I do think about it a lot, to be honest. Especially in today's world where we are on Instagram, and a lot of people are like, I meet a lot of people who ask me what is your following like, and so there is a lot of, I think we live in a world where gratification and validation is like really on the top somewhere. But I personally feel as a performer that it cannot be completely nullified, because what encourages you is also society, because I'm not a recluse, right? I'm not sitting at home and just doing something here, especially with cinema. I feel at film, I feel like it's something that we do together, where we come together, where we are with people. The scene itself has so many people involved, and so because it has so many social relationships involved, I feel like a small smile or a small sense of acceptance is encouraging. It's not always enough, because I still have to make sure that I act well. so I'm not doing my job well, and if I'm just getting this because of other things, like I give them some of my tiffin or something, then that's not something I'm going to enjoy. I would rather that they like my scene because I put my heart in it. So it's both ways, and it's also on who is saying what. For me, like, I know that my mother and father are going to tell me that they love me, but they're also going to tell me that, well, you could have done this differently. So I think I value honest feedback and honest criticism, and I don't think we can nullify gratification completely. What do you think?
Definitely balanced opinions. Very neutral, but yes, fair enough. Of course, I do agree with that. What about you, Jaya ma'am? You, I think, from all the years.
experience? Because I have a totally different experience to share, rather.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll just give my 2 cents, which is, yeah, I love it. I mean, it literally, I feel like a lot of directors, a lot of actors, a lot of people that are on set keep that in mind, is that, you know, what we're doing is weirdly fragile in a sense, and it doesn't need to be, but it ends up being, because like Neha mentioned, you're putting your heart and soul into it. And, you know, to have that validation isn't just about your work anymore. It starts to become about you, which is fine. I mean, that's how the lines get blurred, I think, in the kind of work that we do. But I used to be a lot harder on myself and criticize myself, like, in a non-constructive way. And now I've started to trust people and depend on their opinions a little more, because I cannot be objective about myself. And I feel like that's something we all have a hard time with, right? So, yeah, so I feel like any validation, any gratification, let's have it. Let's make the world really happy with each other. Let's tell each other how beautiful we are all the time, because it's fun, it's nice.
Mahathi, you're awesome.
You're awesome, Neha.
Nice. You want to say something? You want to add some points? Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Sorry.
I'm done.
You're done, right? Jaya ma'am, would you want to add something? Some points?
Okay. What do you think is beautiful a line when you are ready to accept something that somebody else says, and when you are not sure at times, mostly when you're not sure. See, I'm an older person. I've seen more of the life with my vast expanse of work that I have done. And unfortunately, I have been a person who did not trust others.
Oh, Jaya.
So I have been very, 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 what do you call myself? I would call it. I have been criticizing myself over and over again over the years. And my first, rather learning acting came, I learned how to act, the basics of acting, while sitting on the editing table way back in '93 and cry over my scenes. Idiot! Why did you not just prolong this? Or why did you not blink an eye there? You know, to the point where my team kicked me out of the editing room. कि तुम निकलो यहाँ से, तुम क्या कर रही हो? But see, this could have been better, you know. And believe me, over the years, after doing a negative role, which is still very, very famous. Yeah. And there's a rerun of Kyunki Saas Bhi Kabhi Bahu Thi, which started this Wednesday, where I became very, very famous as Payal. And I was only getting negative roles to play, which created a tension in me, which created a tremor in me, which made me think and rethink, can I do anything else? Am I even capable? Am I even an actor anymore? Can I even act anymore? I felt dead. Because whoever used to call me used to say, you have just got to play Payal, that's about it. And I was like, I don't have to apply myself. Is there anything else in that character that you want me to play? But nobody was giving me that window to experiment also. And I was dying within. So I usually stopped acting in the GECs for 7 whole years. I was doing work behind the camera and acting in only series for DD National. And I sat and analyzed. Do I still have it? Rather than asking anybody else, what do you think? Yeah. And even today, there was my co-actor who said, very nice, very good. And I was like, yeah, I know that. Because I know that. When I bunk up, when I bungle, I know it. If I don't know it, nobody else can. And if I do not perform the best, be it a comedy, be it a grief scene, whatever, I cannot bring out the emotions in the others and I'll be a failure. So I do not ask, what do you think? sorry.
Well, no, but that's amazing, to hear from someone like you said. It's not about, it's of course the experience that you had over the years, and just the way with so much conviction that you talk, obviously makes us, I'm sure even Mahathi and Neha would feel the same thing, that, it's absolutely lovely, like you said, that ask the question when you're ready to, accept and know
I've
yourself.
gone through loads, basically. I've gone through loads to come to these conclusions, basically.
Correct.
I would love to share something, After all of these years of acting, whatever acting is, while I was called for an audition of an ad film
Okay.
after Delhi crime.
Okay.
And a young lady out there said, "Oh my God, we just realized that you can act." Yeah. So I felt a mixture of emotions. And I also felt, yes, because this is the kind of thing that some people relate to. And the television that I was doing was of totally different type of people, a different genre. So that's okay. I mean, here again, I am fortunate to have gotten the opportunity to prove to the other lot also that, okay, yes, I can act.
Yeah.
So that's about it. Yeah.
Yes, I think it's a very beautiful takeaway. I think that, yeah, as long as you know yourself, like you said, when you do a good performance, a good act, you know it. You don't need someone to come and tell you that. But that's amazing, and also that it comes with experience. We're sure that's where the conviction comes from. So that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing your thoughts on that. And
Thank you.
yes, and just to probably moving a little away from the subject, just in general about, since the pandemic is hit, of course, we ourselves, we started this festival a year back, and we're successfully running in our second year now. This whole digital, revolution that has taken place in terms of getting entertainment, content, cinema, to OTT platforms, YouTube channels. Of course, there's a sudden shift, right, that's happened. So as actors, what are your views on this whole digitalization? Yes, of course, a lot of opportunities have come definitely. But like, what are your views? How are you guys adapting to this whole new? I'm sure shooting schedules have changed. The modes of, initially people were shooting from home, and of course now things have bettered. But how are things on set? Is there a change before, how things were shot before and now? Has this whole adaptation of this new world that we're living in, how do you feel about it as actors when you're on set?
Well, our television industry is back to normal with masks on.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's great. That's great to hear, definitely. Nice.
Because it is a daily soap, and we have to deliver on time, and we certainly do not have banks. So we do extras also when required, like earlier, but not as much.
Okay.
Yeah. And I would love to explore the scenario of the other digital platforms.
Wow, that'll be great. Nice, nice. What about you,
I,
Neha?
I agree with the masks. Everybody is wearing masks now.
Yes.
But I do find on set that there is like an added sense of distance, So to break that, like, of course, if you're friends before and if you work together before, it's understood that it's okay, we're not hugging or we're not, like now the instant hug is gone. The instant hello, like the instant warmth is it now we have to be aware and we have to remind ourselves this is okay and this is for the best. So we will wear the mask and we will probably do like an elbow shake or whatever. But I do feel like it's not the same for me for sure, because now I know that because of the distancing, we stay in the vanity for a lot longer. On set, when we're called, then the chairs are put away. And because especially as actors, we have to remove our masks. So I shot, in fact, in the middle of the pandemic, I shot 3 different projects. And after projects, I did come home with COVID myself. So, so I know that feeling where we were, like we had doctors and we had everybody checking. And in spite of that, this was like, it was crazy. I wish it was not like that. I wish that we could really pull our sleeves and go back to being super safe, wear our masks, really not hug anybody for like 2 years, and so that we can hug each other again, So I do, but I feel that that's receding a bit. I feel that now people are coming, they're a little bit more confident because of the vaccines and because of we've had the vaccine. So yeah, I hope, honestly, not just saying.
Yes, that's also correct, because the awareness also is there. Initially, no one knew how to deal with it, so everyone was like really frantic. But now people, are well versed and they know how to deal with it. Yeah. Nice. What about you, Mahathi?
Yeah, so I actually feel like, although I agree completely with what Neha said, is that instant camaraderie, that instant companionship that you feel with people on set can sometimes get a little, distant. But I feel like when it comes to the work, like the performance, it's getting easier because sets aren't as crowded as before. You can't see people's faces so much. And I remember when I was shooting for the Unpaused anthology in the middle of the pandemic, I remember that the director left me alone in a room with a camera and said, "Do your thing, we're out." And I was like, "What more can you ask for?" You know what I mean? That's as easy, as intimate, as vulnerable as this work can get. Yeah. So I remember this is Nikhil Advani. He was like, "Just do your own thing. It's fine. I'm gone." And I was like, "Fab, amazing." And I just think it allows for like so much more intimacy now because it is quite intimate. There are fewer people. It's a close-knit group. It's, very, you can speak to your director, you can speak to, whoever you need to the DOP and like get things figured out without 100 people roaming around. And although I would love to go back to a world where we can, take the masks off, have as many people, not have to have closed sets all the time, I do feel like we can learn from this and take elements of this and keep it, because I think it helps so much when it comes to actually doing the work. So I mean, I've enjoyed it. I'm sure I'll join the other thing too, like whatever comes. We'll take it as it does.
Yes. Nice. So with that, I think I would just like to thank you all for spending this, this time with us, coming live and talking about the film and in general about, for the love of cinema. Just your few parting words to our viewers who still haven't watched the film, to kind of urge them to watch it on Bandra Film Festival, so that they can let us know what did they think after they watched the film in comments, and I'm sure we're all going to respond to it. So any last thoughts on just why they should why they should log in right now and watch the film?
First of all, because these two cute ladies, these beautiful ladies are in the film and they have done a fab job, believe me. And because, of course, we all ask, what do you think? So come on. What do you think?
No, thank you so much, Tanya and Bandra Film Festival, for doing this and for having us today, so that we got together and saw each other and had a little chit chat. That's really, and I think it's truly a beautifully shot film. We really had a lot of discussions around what we were trying to say, and I think it's all come in the film as well. I think Parinaz, the director, has done a very beautiful job, and she held it together with her clarity and vision and her enthusiasm. So for Pari also, a big shout out. Thank you, Pari, and thank you all of you, and please just watch the film. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, keeping in line with this whole Valentine's Day thing, it's a perfect date night film, I think, because it's cute, it's fun, and it sparks conversation. So go grab your date, grab a laptop or TV or whatever, and what do you think?
Super.
Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Bandra Film Festival.
Thank you a lot.
Thank you to Pari for making this, for her conviction, and a whole team who came together and created it.
Absolutely.
I'm sure,
got some beautiful shots that he created.
Yes.
The DOP.
I'm sure she's watching us, or we'll anyway be, of course, saving the video as well for all others to watch it later. Thank you once again, please stay safe. Thank you for joining us, and hopefully we will meet again in the real world out there and not just virtually. And sharing lots of love, and have a great Sunday.
Thank you.
Stay well. Stay well.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you so much. Bye. Take care. Bye.